From an early age, most people within our society will have experienced education in some form. Every student has the right to safety and high quality education, preparing them for life in society according to the national curriculum updated in 2014. However, there are many countries where less importance is put on education and safety of citizens is poor. So, what can be done to help? First, we need to understand what social issues these countries face before proceeding. The UN Women website notes that part of their mission is ensuring girls and women have safety and security in society, and that they are protected from violence or life-threatening practices such as child pregnancy and genital mutilation. In the case of genital mutilation, the World Health Organization claims this practice can be life-threatening as it can lead to infection and disease. The UNICEF website highlights the issues faced by children, including a lack of food and safe drinking water, poor sanitation, lack of vaccines or medication, and lack of education. The United Nations also runs peacekeeping missions all over the world and runs missions in getting people more involved with politics on all levels in developing countries. This is a brief look at some issues, and already we can see that safety and health need to be achieved as stated by Maslow. These are crucial to a person's education. The United Nations have set up 17 Sustainable Development Goals that they wish to have met by 2030. The United Nations note how these goals are all interconnected, and as a result, stress the importance of meeting every goal on the list. To achieve these goals, the United Nations work all over the world with a variety of people with different experiences. The United Nations suggests change not only needs to happen in poorer countries, but in richer countries also. Like a domino effect of safety and tolerance, if it happens in one country, another country will follow. The World Bank offers crucial financial support to developing countries and aims to end extreme poverty. Charities such as Oxfam and UNICEF also deliver financial support and life-saving equipment to areas that need it. However, more still needs to be done, as some aid and support never reaches some people. This could be down to corrupt governments, lack of understanding and resources such as electricity, and negative, unchallenged views and practices. This is where Theatre for Development steps in. Theatre for Development, according to Prendergast and Saxton in 2009, is a type of theatre that is taken to developing countries and aims to tackle social issues in the community. The drama is delivered in a way the local community can engage with it. Some Theatre for Development performances entirely rely on music, dancing and singing, and feature no traditional dialogue. Prendergast and Saxton also note that trust and safety is important to Theatre for Development because the community is more likely to engage with and adopt a message if they feel safe and are thus more likely to speak their mind and take actions without fear of violence or punishment. On the 28th of December 2002, on a school courtyard in Bangladesh, a piece of Theatre for Development was performed that looked at the issues of human trafficking of women and children. The piece of theatre explores the story of a mother who is the victim of human trafficking. The performance featured music, singing and dance, but also featured hard-hitting and emotional dialogue such as, "Perhaps we have lost your mother," and "I shall give you such a job that you won't be able to return from there. Your job will be either at the brothel or I shall sell you to a rich man from an Arab country, and I will get a very good price for you." As the performance was acted out, an additional actor would talk directly to the watching audience, analysing what was happening on stage, pointing out many options but never giving an answer. The performance ended with an open mic opportunity for the audience, for which one audience member said the community needed to unite and work together to fight against human trafficking, or nothing would change. After this performance, the community did in fact unite together against the issue and kept a watch out for traffickers, and when they spotted it happen, they would act to stop it from happening. The second case study looks at a piece of Theatre for Development in Uganda, exploring the political process there. The local council wanted more people to express their democratic rights, and a big reason for why people did not vote was for a lack of knowledge on the process. So the piece looked at all stages of the political process and educated the audience on laws and rules. The play was not only guided by the local council and what they wanted, but by the audience themselves on the day. This was done by audience members improvising and changing the play in small ways to create something that was truly unique to that performance. In one scene, for example, when an actor started ripping up ballot papers, the audience as a whole started chanting that the man was breaking the law and demanding that he be arrested. Later performances were also shaped by audience members as they gave feedback and expressed areas that they did not understand due to language barriers. The actors were able to take this feedback away and use it as part of future research to make sure language was always understandable. These performances brought in large numbers of audience members and helped to not only educate the audience, but also empower them through inclusion and creative approaches. In 2004, 60 Theatre for Development performances were delivered all over Pakistan that looked at the issue of honour killings. This is when a male or female in a family is judged to have disgraced the family with inappropriate sexual behaviour. The idea behind the act is that by murdering the victim, it will restore honour to the disgraced family. Offences can be choosing who to marry or ending a marriage through divorce, and although both men and women can be victims of this crime, the number of female victims is much higher. The performances focused on 4 stories, of which 3 of the stories are based on real case studies. Research for the performance featured views of women's rights activists and women lawyers in Pakistan, as they shared everything they know about the issue and any cases they had witnessed. The performances were met with an incredibly diverse range of reactions, with some areas agreeing, some areas reacting completely silently, perhaps out of fear of voicing views around others, and some reacted angrily. In some performances, the audience violently accused the theatre company of lying about the issue and trying to destroy the reputation of the area. Some even believed the performance was a way to shine a light away from other issues in the country they felt to be more urgent. To create a successful piece of theatre for development, a lot of research and organisation needs to be done. This is a possible limitation because although hard work is not a limitation, and working hard for a goal is something to encourage, if you instead cut corners, take things easy, and go unprepared, your performance may be unengaging and possibly disrespectful. This results in the values and messages trying to be communicated are lost in places shaky, half-baked ideas. Prendergast and Saxton highlight one weakness of theatre for development is its potential to be used for negative motivations. For this, they point towards the early days of theatre for development, where performances pushed an idea onto its audiences. These performances told audiences to live like Western culture and marketed these ideas as good health and good values. However, this causes a lot of ethical issues, as instead of helping to fix an issue, they are instead attempting to replace one culture with another culture entirely. The documentary film School in the World suggests that perhaps by forcing education onto developing countries and changing their culture can lead to unhappiness and unfulfillment. An example from the film is of a mother talking about her children leaving to go to another city so they can go to school. The mother in the film claims all the children are educated and the parents are left to work back home, and the mother adds everyone was happier when they were together. There are also practical limitations as well, such as language barriers, and financing such a project can be very expensive. Theatre for development is also a long process, as already noted, and requires a lot of commitment. Although these limitations can be worked around via grants and organisation, it is not an easy process, and done wrong, as mentioned earlier, can lead to an unsuccessful project. In this video, we have looked at the amazing potential Theatre for Development has in improving the lives and education of those in developing countries. Of course, this style of education has its challenges, but there is enough evidence to suggest this style really can make a difference. By talking about this today, hopefully we can get conversations started about alternative approaches to education. I believe moving forward, we need to not only continue supporting organisations like the United Nations, but these projects also need more funding and support from organisations. Sometimes we focus on the worst of humanity, but I believe humanity has the potential to live together in peace and love, creating a world that is both safer and happier for everyone. Thank you.